The following review has been approved by Ethel the Cyborg Ninja. Welcome to Classic Game Room for the review of Taito's amazing arcade game Elevator Action on the NES. Watch the ending for the bad outtake. In case of fire, use the stairs. What's this guy supposed to do if the power goes out? All this building has is elevators and the occasional escalator. Why, of course, it's Taito's 1983 classic, Elevator Action, capably handled on your Nintendo Entertainment System. This is a great game on the NES. It's a great game on the Game Boy, too. Why, it's just a good game. And did you ever know the story? I'll read it to you. The story. As Super Sleuth, Agent 17, codenamed Otto, no doubt named after the bad guy in Berserk, you must come out from undercover to accept a top secret mission. Your country's security is at stake. What country? They're not clear on that. I'm riding the elevators for Belgium. There'd better be some beer and waffles at the... Oh my god, I just crushed that guy with an elevator. That's awesome. Should make more crushing sounds, though. Elevator Action is just tons of fun. It's a good, straightforward arcade game. Easy for about the first 2 levels, and then it just kicks your ass. And as you can see, it looks great here on the NES. I'm not sure why, but the whole time I was playing it, I kept thinking, you know, this reminds me of Rolling Thunder mixed with Spy vs. Spy of all games. Elevator Action, of course, predates those. What you do is you descend your way through this building filled with doors, and you have to enter the red doors and collect the documents inside. If you miss one of the doors, the game rewinds you back to the door if you happen to complete the level without it. And here's what happens when I miss an opportunity to squash a bad guy. He shoots me. So always squash people with elevators. I think that's just a good life lesson in general. You can score some bonus points by dropping lights on bad guys or shooting them in darkened hallways, but you score the big points by making it through the levels. And to do that, you've got to ride the elevators all the way down. It gets tricky near the bottom of the buildings. They should combine this game with Rampage. That would be interesting. Sometimes you gotta transfer elevators or jump over the empty shafts. It's a tricky game. Harder than it looks here. By level 3, it gets really tough because the enemies shoot much faster. And you're not that maneuverable. The controls are extremely rigid. While it plays well, you gotta be careful not to get yourself in a position where you're surrounded by bad guys. Because you're slow. And when you start riding things like an escalator, for example, you can't turn around if they're about to shoot you. You've gotta patiently ride the escalator all the way to the bottom, make sure your laces are tied, and then you'll take a bullet to the head. I find the music super annoying after a while. It's hard to play the game for a long period of time thanks to the music. It gets repetitive quickly. You can control the elevators while you're in them. You don't have to, you're not at the elevator's mercy like the escalators. Those things are dangerous. In order to ride them, you have to stand directly in front and push up or down. It's a tricky game, but a lot of fun. I played this one back in the day. It's every bit as good as I remember. It was also a lot of fun on the Game Boy. And this one is fairly easy to collect. It's affordable. Totally worth owning for your NES collection. See, this would be a good time to just kick out a window and rappel down the side of the building on the outside. But no, I'm going to ride the escalators and elevator. I'm actually going to get shot here, but before I do, let me get my Classic Game Room shout out and thank you to Christopher from Salem, Oregon. Thank you to Christopher for sending Elevator Action to the show. Who doesn't love action in the elevator? They're always so clean and have great music. The best of Classic Game Room is now on DVD, Blu-ray, and Hyper Laser Vision album set. Welcome to Classic Game Room. If elevators were half as much fun as this game, I'd ride them all the time. It's Elevator Action. More of an escalator man myself. That sucked.